This is Irontrader, and this is Midday Trading. So we'll take a look at a couple stocks here. First will be NVDA, DELL, and Amazon. Okay, this video is for information purposes only, not recommendation buy or selling stock, not ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have NVIDIA. Okay, now this is one of my favorite trades. I'm long the stock and I also trade the stock. Now, it had a little bit of a few issues here. The earnings were just absolutely blowout numbers, but now they're saying that, Google's got a good shot at, taking it on and this and this and this, and they're not going to dominate it. You look at their numbers, and until they don't, this is still a big domination, okay? So right now what we're looking for here, yesterday we put this low in there of 169.55 low, okay? So it rallied up here today nicely, and you can see where it went right into this 8 SMA, okay? So this is going to be very, very key. So 181.95, that's going to be the key. We get above that, we have the 50-day at 186.83, that's your next target, and then we have that 190.86, that is your 21 SMA. We get above that, we're going to do a retest of this bad boy right here at 196 flat. And then we'll come up top of this candle, 199.94, and then we have this gap all the way up here at 197.93. And then we look to the bottom of the candle, that's a fill at 205.556, and then we have your retest there at 212.19 level, okay? Now on downside, you can see it was hanging right on that 100 SMA, okay? So 180.93, that's what we're looking for. And what we'll do is we'll come down to today's low, look at 178.24 level. We'll come to the bottom of this candle, 172.93, and then we have your retest there at 169.55 level. Now, right now here, we just have this, it's a downtrending situation, so just watch that 8-day. You got to get and close back above that 8-day. Then we can reverse that trend, and we can hit that 50-day, 21-day, and then so on. Okay, right here, you're not overbought or oversold. Same way with here. This momentum's to the downside. You can see the green where the green crossed over to red. But a lot of times with the earnings were so blowout numbers, and but again, everybody's looking for something to take it down, kind of a situation. But again, I think the long term, I think this not only cracks that 212, but I think you're going to head to that 250 level. Okay, let's take a look here now at DELL. Here we had DELL. Now the earnings came out and you had good numbers. Okay, so you can see where the stock is reacting here very, very nicely. Now what we'll do is we got this nice, big, good bottoming tail situation here. So upside, what you want to watch, just watch that 136.66 level. That is going to be your 100-day, and right above that we have that 139 level at 60, and then right above that we have that 50-day at 143 level. Okay, so again, you have a lot of resistance here. Now the 21-day crossed over your 50-day, and now it's heading towards that 100. So this is going to be very, very strong resistance in this level. But if you can get above that 100-day, that would be very, very good to hit that 21-day and then that 50-day. Now we crack that 50-day, we come right up to the top of this candle here. You got 150.04 level. We'll come up here. You got 155, and then we have this gap all the way up here at 157.92. There's your gap, and then look to the bottom of that candle at 159.86. Okay, so your gap and your fill, and then your retest there at 168. Now, the reason I always point out these gaps and fill, because a lot of times if the price can get above that, it'll go right to this gap. And it doesn't necessarily have to fill it, okay, even like upside or downside. It can go right there, and then we can see what happens. That's usually strong resistance, then it comes down. Once it starts working itself into there, then it always will fill that gap, and then we can have the possible retest at that 168. Now, here on the downside, just watch the top of this candle here. You're looking at 129.41, and then we'll come to the top of this candle, 127.12. The 8-day is going to be very, very crucial at 124.04, and then right below that here we have that 119.95. There's your 200-day, and then we have your retest there at 116.56. Now, you can see how the 8-day, see how this is? And you're fighting it. I always say when the price gets below that 8-day, you fight it and fight it and fight it until we can get back above. Now look at this 8-day. See how it's coming out? Now see how it's flattening out? Very, very nicely. Okay, so now what we'll do is basically what you're trading now is between that 8-day 124 level and that 100-day at that 136 level. So this is what we're trading in between. We crack above it. You got the 21 and the 50-day. Once you crack above that, we can go all the way up to this gap. Possible fill, possible retest. Downside, if we lose that 8-day, then we have that 200 SMA, and we have the retest there at that 116 level. Now, you can see here how it got to a way, way over sold condition. See where the green turned blue? Okay, now we're having have a nice rally up here. Look at this. Okay, that crossed over. That shows momentum to the downside, and then she's curling up. But when you look at this chart, always look at, see how we have this double top situation. Double top right there came down, and you could not break above that, and then she just sold right on off. Okay, so now the earnings here came out, they were good. So key is watch that 100-day, very, very key, and that 21-day and the 50-day. on the upside. Downside, as long as we're holding this 8-day, it's going to be, sideways to up action. We lose that 8-day, then we have the 200-day and the big retest. Okay, let's take a look here now at Amazon. Here we at Amazon. Now, this is one of my favorite trades. I love the company, okay? And I like how they put the distribution centers in. Where I am now, they put that distribution center in. Man, I tell you, that is so nice. Get all the packages by 1, 2 in the afternoon. They just, boom, take a picture of it. They send you an email, go right to your door. There it is, 1, 2, 3, okay? Way better off than if I'm waiting for UPS or FedEx. It could be here at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And there's always some kind of excuse. Oh, we're busy, we're doing this, we're doing that, How come the distribution center? No problem. Boom. It's out and it's done. Love it. Okay. Plus, I like to think you just do a little clicking and boom. Shopping is all done. Just like that. Now, you can see how the Amazon came down. And where did it go? Right down to that 200-day. See, that's why you trade the charts. 214.67. Held it very, very nicely. And now she's rallying right on up. Now you can see where the price is above the 8-day, 100-day, 50-day. And now she's looking ahead for that 21-day. Okay. So what you want to do is watch today's high, 231.41. But the 21-day is going to be key. That's that 235.98 level. Get above that, we're going to come right to the top there, 238. We'll come up here. You got 243.75. We'll come up there at 250.37. We have 251.71, 75 level, and then 258. That is your big retest, but you have to get above the 21-day in order to do that. Now, the downside here, well, you want to watch this 21-day and the 50-day. What are we sitting at? We're sitting right here. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see if I can dial it in there for you. There you go. Okay, 227, there's your 100-day and your 50 SMA here. 227.57, that area. We lose that. You got the 50-day or 8-day sitting right below that at 225. Now, we lose that. We come down here to the bottom of this candle, 223 level. We'll come down here at 222 level. And then we have this 200-day at 214.67. That's going to be very, very key. But remember, it held it very, very nicely here. It held it here, and it held it here. Okay? And look all the way back at the chart. How strong, okay, that was. All right, look at that. She's a beaut, Clark. Look at that. All the way on up here. Very, very nicely. Now, you're looking at 50. That's not overbought or oversold. That's plenty with the run. The green is below your red, but that can curl back up. We get above that 21-day. We got a good, nice, solid free range until we can hit that 258 level. So this is one that you want to get in. So watch that level right there, that 235, that 21-day. Very, very key. And then on the downside, just watch that 227.58. And key level here is going to be that 8-day at 225. Now, you can see how the 8-day was, see how that has fallen down. Now, look how it flattened out, just like on DELL. Okay, now that gets the curl back up again. You will push that price for a nice, good retest. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here after your pit close. We'll take a look here at Bitcoin, Ethereum, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas. The market's ripping right back up here again. My TQQs is doing very, very nice here, up over 3% again. Very, very nice. All right, trade what's in front of you. Not what you want.